You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the January 16th meeting of the Michigan City Board of Aviation Commissioners. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Commissioners' monthly meeting, January 16th. It is 1 p.m. Call to order. Members present: T.Y. Okeson, Kirk Hunter, myself, Jeff Bartlett. We do have a quorum. Other present members, we have Jessica Ward, Airport Manager. We have Michigan City Council Airport Liaison, Nancy Moldenauer. Paul Walczak from AOPA Airport Liaison. Members absent: Greg Poulin. Reading of the minutes. Did everybody get a chance to see the minutes that were submitted for December 12th from Jessica? Did they have any questions or comments you want to add?
I move that be accepted as written.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, we have election of officers. As we move into the new year, it is time to elect individuals to fill the key leadership positions on our board, which is President, Vice President, and Secretary and Treasurer. This is in accordance with Indiana Code 8-22-2. These are one-year positions. I'll now open up discussion for nominations for each position. Members can nominate themselves or others.
I nominate T.Y. Okeson as president if he would accept.
I accept.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries for president.
I nominate Jeff Bartlett for vice president since he did such a great job as president.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Aye.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
I nominate myself for secretary.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And I nominate Greg Poulin for treasurer.
Is there a second?
Aye.
Any opposed? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. I appreciate everybody volunteering for that. Reports. Financial.
It's a new year, so I've placed the starting 2025 Aviation Operating Fund and Aviation Fuel Fund balances on our report. The current balance line has all balances after our January claims were paid. We had no aviation fuel claims yet, so we are sitting at our starting balance in that line item. I also have included in your packets, actually I haven't yet, but if you want the 2025 budget for your information, it's kind of like a breakdown of what I submit. I can give that to you guys. I can just email it over to you in a PDF if you want that, or I can print it for you if you'd like that. And that's it. Our airport projects at the bottom, we still have the fuel farm for 769-450-80. That money was encumbered for a couple of years now. So that's still in there.
This is not completed yet, so project is pending.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Hopefully this year is gonna be the big year.
All right, we'll get. You said you did the summer fuel sales?
No, I didn't do fuel sales yet when we were done. Okay. Overall, we sold 514.9 gallons of 100 low lead, 1,325 gallons of Jet A, and 157.9 gallons of Swift fuel in December. We finished the year up 3% in gallons sold year to date from 2023. Our current fuel prices haven't changed from last month. $5.34 for self-service avgas, $5.49 for full-service avgas, $4.24 for self and full-service Jet A, and $6.75 for self-service UL 94.
Thank you. Let's see.
Airport manager?
Yeah, you got, sometimes it's three and one all together, that's why.
Quick question.
Sure.
So the UL fuel,
Yes.
did that drop at all in percentage? I can't remember from the previous times.
And yeah,
The reason why I'm asking that is because, we don't have a lot of flights during this period, so Is there any,
So if you look at the top of the report for December, 100 low lead was minus 62%, Jetty was up 41, and UL 94 was down 36. That was in December. Also, Tom did not fly at all, and the RVs weren't flying for the flight school.
Okay.
So that's they were a huge buyer of the unleaded 94 here. They're pretty much all of our purchases that are here on field. But if you look year to date, we were down, 2024 was 4,249.5, and 2023 was 5,271.7. Yeah, so that's where those you can find.
All right, thanks. Airport manager.
Airport manager, yes. So winter operation preparations. We have been in full swing out here with winter operations. We received the new blades for the tractor plow and the new brush bristles for the tractor broom, which have already been installed. We're not going to change out the plow blade until necessary to get the most use out of the old blade that we can, of course. So hopefully we won't need to at all this winter, or else it'll be like later in the season depending on how much snow we get. So far we've had no issues with repairs needed for our equipment, knock on wood, goodness. Our part-time laborer has been getting lots of experience in the plow truck, plowing snow. Obviously, it's our first winter, his first winter here with us, so he has to learn a lot about airport plowing operations. It's very different than plowing streets. Flight Saga restructuring. Flight Saga has gone through some restructuring leading into 2025. Tom Darnell, which is the main flight instructor for Flight Saga, is going to continue operating Flight Saga Flight School for the next few months until his summer hire date in June or July for the regional airline, while the owner focuses on getting his CFI certification. Then Thor plans on having that certification completed during the second half of 2025 and plans to join the flight instructor team at that time. They're going to be using only one aircraft for flight instruction, the Cessna 172, and their operation and hangar extension agreement is under new business below. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, thank you. That completes airport manager. Airport development, I know that Paul's unable to attend today for BFNS, so Jessica's going to speak on his behalf.
Yes, I will. So our runway 220 extension, all steps are complete with the FAA. We just submitted the fiscal year 2025 grant application, which was to improve runway 2 RSA RPZ extension, design an EA Part D for US 20 temporary road and storm sewer final tracings and letting documents. That's going to be a partial investment for that, which is why it's a Part D. The Leslie property is now complete. We just did the title work December 23rd, so big thank you to Bill Nelson for helping out with that. That was years-long process. So that's really great. For our runway crack sealing and surface coat, the contractor is going to start in the spring. I think the start date is set at April 21st. The runway is going to close for 2 weeks, pending weather, of course, always pending weather. And so they're saying April or May as weather allows, but they're hoping April 21st will be when they start.
Does it have to be dry?
It does. It has to be definitely no more. I think it was like a 50. It has to be at least 50 degrees for that surface coat. Like as like a temperature at night. So I think that's what they're waiting on. And then the fuel farm. The FAA fuel farm eligibility and BOT request was resubmitted to the FAA. We have not heard on that yet. We're still waiting for the FAA to respond whether they're going to allow us to use that BOT alternative delivery method on this project. At the last meeting, the board did approve making the request to the FAA to use the BOT method, if you guys remember, and the resolution that must be approved by the council to use the alternative delivery method has been drafted and given to all of you. It's been reviewed by Bill Nelson, and then our council liaison, Nancy, has stated that she will sponsor the resolution before the council. So if it pleases the board, we'll need a motion. On the agenda, it shows the motion to submit draft BOT resolution to the city attorney and mayor for review to request placement on the city council agenda.
So do I have a motion for the build, operate, transfer resolution to city attorney and mayor for review to request placement on city council
I
agenda?
make that motion?
Thank you.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
So once the BOT resolution is approved, we can advertise the BOT procurement. It has to be approved by the FAA and the council though, so we need approval from both of them before we can advertise. And also, the final math equates to 22.7% based on capacity increase. because it's ineligible for the UST closure costs. So if you look further in here, on the next page, the Jet A and 100 low lead fuel system installation and site work, it gives you all the items, and it gives you the engineer's estimate for what those costs will be. And then it'll show you the bill eligibility, 22.7, down there, so it'll show you what we would get for the bill funds, and then what our local funding would be. And then remember, we have the IDEM eligibility back, saying that they would pay 50%.
Yeah, that's huge.
Reimburse us
Yeah.
50% for the cost of the project. So it's gonna be, hopefully, we get all of our approvals we need.
We're moving forward.
This last page, this last thing in here, is the alternate project delivery system request. I think it's like the third page in. It starts with 5, a description of the delivery system to be used. So you can read that if you guys want. I already sent it to you all, so you probably all have already looked at it. And then it will show you too, when it talks about the project, number 6 gives a full description of the project with preliminary drawings of the proposed work. So you can take a look at that too, see what we submitted to the FAA, because this is what was submitted to the FAA for the project. And then of course, the resolution is on the last page. Oh, what else does he have on here? The CIP. And it was submitted, that we already knew, submitted that back in, I think, was it November?
Yeah, 2 grants.
So that's all the news you can use for that.
All right, thank you for doing that, Jessica. Old business, I don't have anything on here. New business, we have the 2025 attorney contract from Brady Nelson and James. Did I get a chance to see that? There was a slight increase from last year. I think it was $50.
Yeah, it went up to $275 an hour.
Which is kind of like the going rate with everything nowadays, if things go. Anybody have any questions? Nothing really has changed to that. Same.
It's been 225.
So then we can't say we ain't gonna pay it, right?
What's that?
We can't say we ain't gonna pay it. So, that's fine, I would approve it.
Yeah. Do we have a motion to approve the 2025 attorney contract?
Yeah. I make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries, thank you.
It was, I'm sorry, Kurt.
3, yeah, T.Y. first, Kurt second. Next is the 2025 hangar for A5-2 rental lease with Flight Saga Incorporated. This was, nothing's really changed on there. This was just an extension of the agreement that we had with them since last time. I'd like to make a motion that based on this, we accept it. However, I'd like to raise the rent 5%. Everything else is increased costs around here, and I think we need to raise the rent on there to justify, and if we have any maintenance or anything like that, that it would help pay for our fees as well. So I make a motion that we accept the rental lease tentatively if Flight Saga will allow the 5% increase.
I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. Motion carries, thank you. Claims docket.
And, sorry, Jeff, and that extension of that lease includes this little clause here that,
48 hours prior.
Yeah.
Either side, if something changes, can discontinue the agreement.
okay.
Yes.
So it's good.
Claims docket, did we get a chance to see it? I saw that they did on there. I'm sorry?
It's floating around
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, claims docket is for $15,255.13. Do I have a motion to
I move we accept the claims docket as written.
I second.
second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you, it's been signed. I need to sign the minutes from last.
Yes.
And Jessica, you wrote, I read the letter you wrote to Mr. Laverne and McCloskey and a bunch of others regarding the,
Yes,
yeah, but that was a very nice, nicely crafted letter.
yes.
So have you gotten any response?
I have not gotten any response
Okay,
yet.
was it sent out or did you send it out?
Yes.
Okay. I wonder what else can we do to help our cause for the
For the
airport
extension.
project, yeah. Is there a way that we can come to the city and have city council, individually put letters together so we can add to, just looking for ways to sort of titillate these guys.
To get funding. from
Yeah,
the FAA.
that's all we're waiting for now.
From state, there are airports that get line items written in, like for the state and stuff, just in general, lots of people get line items written in. But, I know they do it for airport projects that, kind of like stall in the FAA because of funding, federal funding. And so the state will like write a line item, or sometimes the federally we can have a line item written in. So that's like the next step that we're working on, is trying to, make sure that it's kind of on everybody's radar. So maybe working with Clarence too, seeing if, they can write some sort of letter as well, and I'm trying to get that moving.
For a state line item, you want to contact Senator Rodney Pohl and Representative Pat Boyd. And then at the federal level, Senator Young, and then Representative Frank Lavond. So those would be.
And the mayor definitely has good relationships with them all. So that's really-
So if that's the direction you're thinking,
Then we
then
incorporate everybody.
Yeah.
I would incorporate everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way to actually get something done,
Okay.
yeah.
And we also there's a legislative luncheon, it's down in Indy in February, so we could always go down there. That'd be fun. El President.
You have to get that date from you, see if we can make that work.
Somebody can come with me.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And you invite the legislators to eat, I think it's breakfast or lunch, I'll send you out the information. There's
Okay.
information where we can invite them out for a breakfast or a lunch. And then like the Tuesday before, I think it's on a Wednesday, because the Tuesday before, they have like an outing where you invite the legislators out, and it's for Aviation Indiana, so all the airports will be there, and, all the legislators are invited. And so usually that's pretty well attended in the state.
Nice.
And we talk about aviation issues as in
As a
general,
whole.
as a whole state, and what needs to, pass and things like that, so.
So, Jeff, can you and I and Jessica plan to go so we can?
Yeah, I just need to know the date. I've already got my schedule.
I know,
Work, but that's no problem.
well, if you can't make it, I'll
absolutely.
try to make it with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Because that's what it is, the individual contact.
Yeah.
That's the
Talking.
rapport.
Yeah.
Yep,
The
Makes all the
more,
difference.
the more they see your face and
Yeah.
hear your voice in real time,
Yeah.
that's what they remember.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I would
It's the
highly
relationships.
recommend that. And, if me writing a letter would make any difference as your liaison, then I'm more than happy to do that.
Okay.
But it sounds like you have more people that have more influence on your team already.
So time to pick you up, Nancy, for that.
What day is it? I do have a lot of experience. I do have a lot of experience lobbying, so. Yeah.
That's great.
All the way from Washington DC to Jefferson City, Missouri
Wow, that's
to
good.
Indianapolis, Indiana, so yes.
Nancy, influence is premised on somebody having known you in the past, seen you and your letter and your name, and that
Well,
could be the catalyst.
Well, then I will, just tell me what I need to write.
Perfect.
Give me an outline, and I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Because all the people I mentioned, they've seen my face
Yeah.
and heard my
Well, a
voice.
good reputation. Thank you.
So, any way I can help.
Thank you. Of course.
And let me know the date,
I will,
if it might work out, then
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
Sure.
always looking for an excuse to go to Indianapolis.
that's right.
right?
Lunch, breakfast, right?
New Grandies.
It's free food. I'm always for free food.
Correspondence, I don't have anything, Jeff, you have anything? All right. Public comment, Paul, you have anything, updates or anything?
Jessica, do you have an updated expected date for the road closures for the ceiling? What are we expecting right now?
You mean the crack ceiling?
Yeah, spring in general? or is it
April
more-
21st is the push date, but I do not have that date confirmed, it just depends on weather.
What does that mean, push date?
That's like when they wanna start.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the date,
When do you
the
think?
weather pending, yeah,
Okay,
is
and I
gonna be
think you said
April
it'd be a couple
21st.
weeks.
2 weeks,
Okay.
as long as there's no weather delays and things, correct.
Okay, cool. Second thing, I at the last meeting, I reported that I've been reporting on the availability of unleaded fuel for a long time, you guys know. And last month, it was available for the first time in San Francisco, San Jose, at Reed Hillview Airport. My concern with that was this just a publicity stunt and they're gonna have it for sale and then take it off. But I just checked on ForeFlight and it is still available for sale there every day. So that's the first airport it's been for sale at. So they no longer sell 100 low lead. They only sell G100 UL.
And you said that you can drain, right, the
Totally
lead and then
mixable,
mixable and all that stuff, okay. So what's the price on that new? Feel you remember?
It's less than UL94, but more than 100 low lead
Okay.
out there. So it's
in between.
in the ballpark.
Yeah.
And for pilots, not having to use 100 low lead is a huge advantage. So people, I think, would be
Yeah.
glad to pay an extra whatever it is per gallon. So
I think that's definitely something with the board that when we get our new fuel farm, that we could possibly get this change and
depending on the timing, I think it would make sense to
Yeah.
just
start
if it makes
fresh.
sense. It would make the airport a real leader in the whole Midwest. You know.
Especially if it's out there and we're the first over here.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect.
Well, if it's less than UL 94, is that gonna obsolete UL 94?
It's gonna, I think competition, if the price is lower, you know, I would buy that over buying the UL 94.
Sure. Why if it works the same, why would you?
Yeah, yeah, so
Yeah, that could happen.
that could disrupt them.
It's a chicken and egg problem, right? The more the volume comes, the lower the price will go down, and the more it'll be available.
Yeah, or it could create that tension where instead of them sustaining that thing at six, whatever, what is it, UL 94 now?
675.
Yeah, it could go down.
Right.
You know, comfortable price, so, yeah.
So anyway, that's good news. Hopefully that'll keep rolling out. I'm sure it'll keep going in California and then slowly expanding eastward like most
So
of
definitely keep us posted, so, because I know you're our ears out there on that.
for sure. And then last thing is Michigan City Beach Weekend Fly-In. We're on for June 20th, so the
Ooh,
plan is
June
to try to
20th.
highlight Michigan City to out-of-towners and have them be able to fly in and enjoy the beach. I'm trying to work on getting a shuttle bus from the airports to the casino, to Washington Park Beach, and then kind of doing a circle so people can get around.
That was a week event, right? Or is that?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay,
So
3-day weekend first.
we would
Okay.
invite people to fly in Friday, provide a place for them to camp if they want to camp, and try to set up some arrangements with local hotels as well to reserve some hotel rooms if people aren't up for camping. So the idea is that there's a lot of people who like to go fly in places, but it's usually, sadly, I mean, it is usually just like the dad who goes and does his stuff. And I think this could be an event for the whole family, where you could bring the kids and they can go to the beach, and there's something for everybody. So, first annual, it might be this team I mean out there, but
I'll be there.
So what I'm gonna do is, we have a vibrant Zenit community within at least 50, 60 miles of this area. So I could get the Zenit company to give me a list, and contact them. I'm sure they will want to come here.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's a sort of a pre-activity before they actually do the yearly Zenit homecoming. So we'll probably get 10 individuals.
That'd be great.
And so that would, you know, and hopefully it's not just limited to experimental folks. I mean, it's all people. So.
for sure. And then Jessica, if I could get at some point that list of the emails from
Yeah.
check-ins, putting together a reservation, like a sign-up page, so we can know who's coming. And it's not free. There's going to be a price to it to help defray the cost and pay for the shuttles and whatnot. So we do need people to sign up ahead of time, and that way we'll know how many people to expect. And if any luck, will be overloaded, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
and the planning would involve working with Jessica to find
Yes.
spots for,
Yeah, we talked about that. We're not going to take more reservations than we think we can park safely on the ramp.
Okay. And then the camping spots too.
Right.
With it. Okay.
Anyway, that's that.
Great, thanks, Paul. Nice job.
I have a question. Is the crack ceiling, if they start and then the weather turns south, so to speak, will we just reopen until
I
the
hope.
runway?
I hope we could.
Yeah.
Just depends on how far if they just like cleaned out all the cracks, then we would be able to. But I mean, if they're like halfway through like a mill and fill, then of course, you know what I mean, we wouldn't be able to at that point.
It all depends on their liability of
Yeah.
how much they've done it. It's not a perfect
Because
surface for landing.
The reason it's not a full month was because they're doing both the taxiway and the runway at one time. Like they're literally starting at the end and going down both at the same time, or else it was gonna be a whole month that we were either not gonna have a parallel taxiway or a runway. And so they think that they can get it all done in 2 weeks, if the whole thing's closed. And so that'll help out a lot too, because then you're not going around traffic as well, you know, because sometimes they like work around traffic and then it extends the time anyway, so that should be. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly on that.
It's a good question.
Paul, I wanted to let you know of a resource that's available through the city. Terry Greetham, I don't know if you know him, he's in charge of Michigan City Special Events.
Okay.
And any city-related thing that you're doing, all of your own organizing and everything else, he's willing to help publicize those events. So he would be a great person to get
That's
in
great.
contact with
Thank
to
you.
get greater coverage.
Excellent, thanks.
And I have his number if you want it, but I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah,
on.
we're gonna set up a meeting. It's gonna be Paul and I and
Okay,
Eric and Terry, and we'll get together because
Okay,
they have
great.
lots of awesome resources too for events here. Just like resources with food truck, because we kind of talked about it would be cool to like have a food truck or some sort of food when people are arriving on Friday or something. So I mean, there's tons of resources that we have available through them to kind of make this a super success. So I promise it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Me either. It'll be fun.
Anything else from anybody?
Well, I would like to say something.
Sure, absolutely.
Public here. I just want to thank everybody for my first year being on the aviation board, that you've all made me feel so very welcome.
Thank you.
And that I came with zero knowledge in this area, and you've so patiently explained things to me, and I'm learning, and I love aviation, that's what I've realized, so just thank you so very much. And I already said this before we were on camera, but I do want to say that I'm very pleased that I've been given the honor and privilege of serving on this board for one more year by the president of the City Council, Tracy Tillman. So I look forward to many exciting things happening.
Congratulations and thank you.
Here's a caveat, Nancy, that I'm gonna throw in. This summer, once it thaws and everything is looking dandy, I offer to give you a ride in my airplane so you can see the city and see the airport and have an aerial view of,
Okay.
you know.
Don't do it, Nancy, because you're gonna wanna be a pilot.
I'm sure you
And you're gonna.
Then you're gonna sign up for lessons.
You're gonna then start
So
spending money.
we just gotta find a day that's really nice,
Okay.
no wind, so that you don't feel, you know, because I hate to give rides when, you know, it's really bumpy and then you come back down, it's not too.
Is this what flying's about? I don't wanna do it.
So it's gotta be a nice experience.
No aerobatics in the air, you know?
So we look forward to that. That would give you an added view.
Take them up on it.
And my dad was a pilot. I shared with Jessica that he had a Sturman, an old retired Navy plane that he and a bunch of his buddies bought. And they used to take off and land in southern Michigan City, just south of where West Cool Spring Avenue was and B Street is at. And I'm sure none of them had pilot licenses. There was not an airport there at the time. It was just a field. So.
That was the fun.
Yep.
Well, we love having you, so thank you.
Thank
Glad
you.
you're on board.
Yes, Nancy.
Thank you.
If there's no other comments, that completes all the items on today's agenda. Thank you, everybody, for attending. I'd like to request a motion to adjourn.
Before we adjourn, I'd like to thank you, Jeff, for an excellent 2 years of presidency. That
Thank
was
you.
very nice, comfortable, and we all enjoyed your service.
Thank you. Look forward to passing the baton and underneath your wing
All right,
next month.
all right.
Don't be late.
I move that we adjourn.
All those
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Happy 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was great.